Good morning and welcome to the annual general meeting of the Royal Lifesaving Society UK and Ireland for 2023. We are at the beautiful Coombe Abbey, Coventry, and the time is now 10:30 on Saturday the 19th of October 2024. I will give you an update on the charity activities followed by a short video. Joe Talbot, our interim CEO, will then update you on our commercial activity, followed by a financial update by Kevin, our financial director. There will then be an opportunity to ask any questions both online and in the room. 2023 saw the charity expand its reach into more schools and communities. 21 new life-saving clubs were formed. 221,428 life-saving qualifications were awarded, an outstanding amount of people who are now qualified to save lives. Over 48,000 rookie awards were presented. This represents a huge change in their lives for our young people in all of our clubs and various associations. A new sports award was launched and over 850 were completed during the year. This resulted in new clubs engaging in life-saving sport, an area that we as a charity continue to grow in. Over 1,000 members competed in our sporting events. Speeds were held at the Liverpool Aquatic Centre at Sheffield, as Sheffield had double booked the room. Thanks must go to the Sports Action Group and our staff for arranging this major sporting event at such short notice. The premier life-saving sport, the National Life-Saving Championships, was held in Leeds, with 217 competitors qualifying for the final, over 400 competing in the heats. The Commonwealth Life-Saving Championships were held in Windsor, Canada. Our home nation stood us proud, bringing home many medals of all colours. RLSS UK decided to bid for the 2025 Championships and were successful, and they will be held in July 2025 in Swansea, and I hope many of you in the room today will support that event. The charity held its first conference post-pandemic. Friday was dedicated to our commercial members and the Saturday at our branches and volunteer members. 354 delegates enjoyed a very informative and uplifting 2 days. Thanks must go again to our staff for their organisational abilities. 2023 was a year of change for the Society in many ways. One of the main roles of the Board of Trustees is to ensure that the charity has good governance and is financially stable. The resignations of 4 trustees in a short space of time, for a number of reasons, meant we needed to co-opt trustees to the board. And I am delighted to say that the 2 previous presidents, Ian Hutchins and Mark Smith, agreed to join the board. As required, the resignations were reported to the Charity Commission, who were happy with our proposal for replacements and recruitment in the long term. A member also made a complaint to the Charity Commission regarding the terms of office for 2 trustees. The Charity Commission did not require the charity to take any further action, but issued advice for us to look at our articles. At last year's AGM, the members agreed a number of amendments to our articles which clarified the terms of office for all trustees. The appointment of a new legal trustee and the election of 3 new trustees strengthened the board's knowledge and expertise. I am delighted to say that financially we're sound, and Kevin, our financial director, as I've already told you, will update us shortly. Our staff and members are our biggest asset. Our membership continues to grow, and supported by outstanding members of staff, the charity headed into this year with clear direction and expectations of increasing our drowning prevention reach and saving more lives. The Board of Trustees has shown due diligence and expertise throughout 2023, and I thank them all wholeheartedly for their support of me. You will now see a short 3-minute video of all of our expectations and what's happened to us in the last year. I do apologise, it's meant to be sound and it seems to have disappeared. You can sing if you like.
Only off cocktail.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jo Talbot. I'm the interim CEO. And it's wonderful to see the amazing achievements in 2023. It's incredible to think that we actually fitted that into 1 year. So as a charity, we're in a unique position to have a commercial arm that through training, consultancy, qualifications, products and guidance provide us with financial stability for the future. We don't have to rely solely on donations and fundraising like other charities, and we're lucky to be in this privileged position to protect our future. Whilst the commercial activity provides over £5 million worth of income, it also helps to achieve our charitable aims of ensuring everyone can enjoy water safely. Kevin will report on the figures shortly, but I just want to highlight some key areas of commercial activity in 2023. 2023 was a huge year for the commercial side of the organisation, as we've seen from the video. But we had the review and update of the National Pool Lifeguard qualification, our leading pool lifeguard qualification that generates a huge amount of income for us. It's used by over 3,000 swimming pools and awarded over 46,000 times a year. We are and updated it to ensure it remained respected, the most respected lifeguard qualification in the UK and Ireland, but also provided swimming pools with exceptional lifeguards to ensure people can enjoy water safely. We conducted world's first research to adapt practices for lifeguard scanning, and that had impact all over the world, just not in the UK. The qualification resources and content was enhanced, and it's been well received by the industry, even winning awards this year. Lifeguard and water safety experts across the UK and Ireland, and 2023 saw that respect and recognition grow, with RLSS UK delivering research knowledge on platforms across the UK and Ireland and even in the rest of the world. Our expertise allowed us to expand our free guidance and also win new business. Commercial activity in 2023 included an increase in water safety consultancy across a variety of environments. With over 60 projects in 2023, we know we've helped to create safer places for people to enjoy water safely, and that's across open water, inland, coastal and swimming pools. Training in 2023 was a record high, expanding our commercial work with our commercial partners such as Carnival UK and Park Dean. New training customers allowed RLSS UK into over 50 new venues where there was no safety provision at all. So we know we can enhance safety to more venues. The first RLSS UK conference in 5 years, as Debbie mentioned, took place in 2023. And the focus on day one was commercial. We saw over 280 delegates on just that one day, with 93% rating the conference as excellent. and 98% left feeling really positive about RLSS UK. And finally, just another highlight, we saw the launch of our collaboration with the swimming pool technology company that we're working with to enhance safety in swimming pools, but also support the lifeguards that do the incredible job they do. So I'm going to hand to Kevin and he's going to take you through some figures.
Good morning, I'm Kevin Walton, I'm the Finance Director. I hope that you've had the opportunity to read the annual report. If you have, you will see that the charity's had another successful year, not only through our great work we continue to deliver, but also backed up with continued financial stability. I've prepared some slides that will hopefully provide some additional information for the statutory account that we've prepared and filed with the relevant authorities. If you've attended before, you will have heard me describe the importance of these results, but also understanding them in context prior to our prior years and our developing financial trends. So I'll briefly explain the financial results of 2023, how we achieved them, where the funds were applied, and again, I've included the brief indication of where we're heading in 2024. So the headline summaries are that, first point, we've increased our revenue by almost 11% to over 6 million. Our expenditure increased by 800,000, but a proportion of this was in supporting the increase in our product and services. We again increased our investment in our charitable activity, and this was by over 10%. And again, our cash and reserves, our financial resilience, improved by almost 186,000 to 1.9 million. Like all sets of accounts, it's always useful to have a little more detail, and this brief explanation of a few key points may better help understand the 2023 results. But point one, following the economic uncertainty of 2020 and 2022 and 23, our markets were fully open, and we improved the revenue generated across all of our business sectors. Most notable of these were in our charity division, our membership numbers and the associated revenue, and in our commercial division, sales of our product, awards and qualifications, and through training and consultancy services. This drove a revenue increase of 600,000 to over 6 million. I believe it's the first time that the charity has actually achieved 6 million in its turnover. Second point is from the accounts. You'll see that the group again reported a surplus of 187,000 for 2023. This is the fifth successive year of surplus and demonstrates our continued application of sound business practice and decision making. Whilst generating the operating surplus, we also generated positive cash flows of nearly 200,000 and increased our liquidity, our cash position, by £100,000. As I've mentioned previously, we obtained a government civils loan of 400,000 through COVID. In 2023, we elected to repay the remaining balance of 240,000 and avoid further interest charges. Had we retained this, our cash position would have increased even further. And our reserve levels, the trustees periodically review and revise the targets that provide the levels of financial confidence that, were exceptional circumstances to occur, the charity would have sufficient financial resilience. With the surpluses generated in the year and the management of our assets, our reserves, or our financial value of the charity, grew by 187,000. And this improvement results in all of our reserves and liquidity targets for the business again being exceeded. The next few slides contain some graphical representations of our performance and puts this into context in terms of our trends of our financial results. In evaluating financial stability, it's generally useful to look at a number of measures to ensure a balanced financial platform, and also to look at these in context over a number of years to be able to see emerging trends and patterns. The first of these is our profitability or surplus position. So looking at a 6-year profile, you can see that the revenue for the group, represented by the blue bars on the left-hand graph, have increased beyond the pre-pandemic levels and is now a record high of over 6 million. And expenditure, although it has risen, is now consistently lower than our income. Even after accounting for expenditure of both designated and restricted funds, supporting special projects in our branches, it means that we're now consistently generating a surplus. And the graph on the right hand, the slide demonstrates this. And again, over a 6-year period, the business has moved from a deficit position to being, for the last 5 years, a solid surplus position. First, sources of income. This graph demonstrates where our revenue generated. The total revenue for 2023 increased to 6 million from 5.4 million, represented by the size of the graphs. The left 22 and right 23. But it can be seen that our key market remains that of our qualifications in percentage terms. Other revenue streams, membership and bonus in absolute terms have improved, but we're also growing our training, consultancy and technology markets. Our charitable expenditure is central to our objectives, and in 2023, this increased by 10% from 2 million to 2.25 million. So in the last 2 years, spend has increased from 1.4 million to 2.2 million, an increase of 50% across all activities in our charitable business. So the first of my financial measures was that of an operational surplus. The second and third measures are to evaluate our financial health, so liquidity, our cash position, and our reserves, our asset values. So from the graph, you will see that the cash in the blue line has improved from 300,000 to 1.7 million in 2022, and now risen to 1.8 million. Putting this into context and looking at the 6-year profile, we've seen cash improve and now stabilise at a level in excess of 1.75 million. The third financial measure is our reserve position, or our asset values of the business, and that's represented by the orange line on the graph. And again, looking at the trends of the business, this has continued to improve over the 6-year period and is again ahead of the measures we would expect for a viable, sustainable business of this nature. So taken as a group, we have a business where all of our financial measures are moving in the right direction to provide confidence to our stakeholders. The final aspect of the 2023 accounts is to touch briefly on the key points of governance and legal responsibility of the trustees. The first point is that RSM LLP completed their 5th year in their role as group auditor, and they have again issued an unqualified audit report on the accounts. This is especially significant given we've implemented some material operational changes over the past years, and in 2023 migrated our financial systems onto a new platform. This was almost 12 months since an evaluation and planning and implementation, and I'm delighted that RSM reported only minor issues with the transfer of the operations. This now gives RLSS a much stronger platform for its financial management for the next 5 to 7 years. I've also mentioned in previous years that the trustees and directors also have fiduciary responsibility to assess the ongoing viability of the business and to demonstrate this to the auditor's satisfaction. In 2023, our review and forecast for the charity we have again confirmed to the auditors that the business has sufficient financial strength to continue operationally for 12 months and is reflected as such in the director's statement of going concern contained within the accounts. So to finish on a point unrelated to 2023 accounts, but to again give context looking forward, the results for 2024 will continue to deliver a set of numbers that positions the business extending these financial trends. Our key measures of profitability, liquidity, and our reserves are all again on track to exceed the targets set. Income is forecast to improve again. We will again deliver another surplus. Spend on our charitable activity will increase, and our liquidity and reserves targets will again be maintained. So in summary, the business has delivered another robust set of numbers for 2023, clearly reflected in the accounts presented to you today. These provide the financial strength to support the objectives and aspirations of its members.
Thank you, Kevin. An impressive set of figures. I hope you will agree. We now come to the resolution results. I'm sure you've all been waiting for these. Highlight of the meeting, I think. Please bear with me as I go through the figures. Ordinary Resolution 1. For 185, against 4, discretionary Chair's decision 96, abstain 29. The resolution is passed. Resolution 2. For 175, against 4, Chair's decision 107, abstentions 26. Resolution is passed. Ordinary Resolution 3. For 186, against 10, Chair's decision 97, abstain 17. The motion is passed. Ordinary resolution 4, for 186, against 10, chair's decision 99, abstain 14. Resolution is passed. We now come to the trustee election results. Personally, and on behalf of the trustee board, I would like to thank the 4 candidates that stood this year. The way you conducted yourselves in your campaigns was exceptional. But a thanks must also go to Pete Moyes, our head of governance, our trustee head of governance, and Steph, who looks after it on behalf of the staff, for their managing, and for Sharon, your inevitable advice in ensuring that the elections were conducted in a fair, open and transparent manner. So my thanks, personal thanks to you all. Trustee election. I'll do it as the order is given to me. David Bullen, 88 votes. Sheena Harper, 163 votes. Kit Owen Smith, 120 votes. Faye Tennant, 118 votes. I therefore say that Sheena and Kit are elected as trustees. If they could see me afterwards, and we will discuss the future. My thanks must go to David and Faye for putting their names forward, and again for the way the election was conducted. I have some figures which I will also read to you. We have an electorate of 7,767. The turnout was 4.07%. Number of votes cast 316. No rejected votes. Number of votes abstained was 2, and the number of valid votes was 314. Our thanks must also go to our one departing trustee, David Elliott, who unfortunately can't be with us today because he's away on business. Now, I believe he flew back yesterday from Denmark, so I think he has a hard life. The trustees will know that he often was phoning in, and he was somewhere quite exotic all over the world. So with regards to IT, he has been amazing. He has guided us very well during that time, and I will be talking to Dave to see if we can find another role for him to support the Board of Trustees. With that, I will start with any questions that we may have on the line. There's none at the moment. Lovely. We have none at the moment, but that doesn't say. So, are there any questions in the room? Has she got a sorry, we might have had one question online. Perhaps if you've got any questions, you could think maybe. No?
Oh, actually, Dawn, if you could type the message in the Q&A, then I'll read it out to Debbie.
It wasn't a question, it was just a thanks to us all in the room. And so it comes to my closing remarks. This was my second AGM as your president. It continues to be one of the greatest honours of my life to be your president, but it's hard work. Next year we will recruit a new deputy president, and anyone that is interested, I would suggest that you contact myself and Brian to have a discussion before you put your name forward as to just how hard this job is. It's lovely, and I get to do amazing things like a trip to Canada, and I get to present prizes, and I get to swim with Newfoundland dogs, and I've done all sorts of amazing things. But there is a lot of another side to it, and the responsibility is huge. I don't want to put any of you off, and I want to encourage you all to stand, but I do want you to have a very clear understanding of the commitment that should you put your name forward to be the deputy president. I thank you for everybody online and in the room that has turned up today. We have plenty of time for a chat and a coffee outside, so please come and have a chat to us. And if I could speak to Kit and Sheena after the meeting at some point, we can have a discussion. Thank you very much. The meeting is now closed at 10:55.